I'm on a set of Generation Iron, and I'm taking my new favorite supplement, Game Face. I used to take Alpha Brain, but it's twice as strong, and I'm a big nootropic guy, and I need it when I do films like this. So, like me, I think you should get your Game Face on. What's going on, guys? Listen, I gotta say, I know you guys are waiting to hear some more of my old school training over there at Muscle Sport Mag, and I'm still with Joe. But you know, we gotta wait because Joe's gotta work things out with Chaos. So, and they're the ones who sponsor that. So right now, all that good stuff that we were doing is a little teeny bit on hold. And I'm doing this. I know I got the old school sweater on because it's fucking freezing here in New York. We just had a monster snowstorm, which, global warming, I know what some of you guys are going to say, some of you liberals, but you're dead wrong with that shit. Well, I'm not going to get into it. But anyway, so look, I'm going to give you a really good Ray Mentzer story today, a funny one. I think it's funny anyway. It's one that I wrote a long time ago in muscular development when I worked there for Steve Blackman. I worked for Muscle Sport Mag 15. Oh, Jesus, I said Muscle Sport Mag, muscular development. 15 years I worked there. So, I gave this story, and everybody loves it. The Ramblin' Freak, baby. I still do. What's like the Ramblin' Freak, but it's called Talking Smack, and it's print mag, and it's, for Joe Pietaro Muscle Sport Mag. There's actually a print mag. Even Boston Lloyd was with us, Lee Priest writes articles. There's a bunch of people that still write articles for that magazine, okay? And it's old school, and it's hardcore, and I still do the equivalent of Ramblin' Freak, but I do it there. It's called Talking Smack. It's crazy stuff. It's the exact same shit as Ramblin' Freak. It's the same column. It's just, I do it over there. So, anyway, before I get to Ray Mentzer thing, and I'm going to get into a few things here, but look at this. Now, I'm not going to start doing all that magazine stuff that I do, but I'm doing it just for today for one reason. I was looking at this magazine. It's still got the... Look, it's still got the subscription. I almost said the prescription. Look, see that, right? That's Muscle Digest. Look, this is how it came in the mail. See? Again, it's got the label there. We took the label off, but anyway, it's still preserved, and it's from 1982. Okay? I think it's April, right? April of 82. And it's that. Who knows who that is? Do you know who that is? Okay. I'm going to tell you who it is. Let me put this like that. Okay, you know who that is, right? That's on Muscle Rock. All right, that's on Muscle Rock. I believe he once beat Arnold on a show. This guy, but this is Dennis Tenorino. All right, look at that, Dennis Tenorino, 1982. Now I love this magazine. You know what? A kid who grew up with me is in here. He's older than me. He was kind of a mentor to me. Is Mike Torsha. Okay, so if any of you California guys or anybody out there watching this, you know Mike Torsha? Look that's my boy right there. Okay, Mike Torsha. I was very much inspired by him growing up. He was older than me, but he was to me he was great. So who the hell is this? Marlon Darwin. Wait, Marlon Darwin. Yeah, Marlon Darton, Billy Arlen, and Jesse Gastineau. I remember these guys, Jesse Gastineau. Remember that? There, look. And then there's Marlon Darton. You remember that guy? Remember him? Yeah, man. Anyway, but the story I'm going to give you, I'm actually going to do I think I'm going to get a little funky. Look, see, this is the kind of equipment they used to have. Is this at Jubenville? Yes. I used to get this equipment all the time for my house. Jubenville equipment. Look at that shit. Built like a brick shit house right there. Jubenville. Up in, is it Holyoke? Yeah, I think it's Holyoke. Yeah, Holyoke, Massachusetts. But I mean, like, this is the kind of shit. And then, look, right, is that Rod Kuntz right there? Look, you remember Rod Kuntz, you guys? think he was supposed to be natural. I don't know. Yeah, he was natural. Rod Kuntz. Was he really natural? I don't know. But you know what? When I was natural, people doubted I was natural. So I'm going to give the guy the benefit of the doubt. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Oh, God, you remember this? Remember this right here? All right. Remember that stuff? Remember? Look. Remember the guy and that girl? Remember that? Remember that ad? Who remembers that? Some of you old school guys, you remember that. You know what I'm talking about. Doug Brignoli, he just died. Look at Doug Brignoli right there. See him? That's Doug. That's a young Doug Brignoli. He just died. He was a good guy. I liked him. I liked Doug Brignoli. He was another one that was friends with Rick Drayson. Doug Brignoli. You know? Remember it? Dude, I used to use this leg press. That's the first leg press I got started on. You guys remember that? You remember that leg press? We had one of them at my powerhouse gym that I own. You don't see that anymore. Wait, I thought I saw some good Sergio Oliva here. Hold on. Marty Veronica. I remember that guy. Marty Veronica. I think he's down in Florida. Did you get a brother Pete Veronica? Whatever. I don't know. Wait, who is this? Hold on. So, who doesn't remember? This guy was great. I got some good pictures of me and him together. Right there. Look at him. Look at him. John Brown, man. You don't remember him? John Brown? The man. That's the man. John Brown. That was, what's his name? Sean Ray's mentor. And hold on right here. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, man. A young Samir Banuz. Before he won the Olympia, this is when I met him. Okay, this is him with his shirt off. Okay. Now, before I'm going to do this story, I'm going to put in two pictures of me with Samir Banu and Larry Opelia, who was Mattel. He was the Mattel He-Man. He used to do He-Man for Mattel. I'm going to put his picture in there, you know, me, Samir, and them, and in Gold's Gym. Okay, who remembers Joe Miko? Remember Joe Miko? This guy, I think he died. Joe Miko. He was Mr. Olympia. Remember he had those Miko hand grips? Remember that? The Joe Miko. Joe Miko. Remember that? Remember that guy? Look, remember him? Joe Miko. The hand grips and everything. Anyway, so there's, you know, I'm going to put some pictures there. I'm going to put a picture. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a picture of me. Oh, my God. Look at fucking Sergio Oliva. Look at this guy. This guy has the mass of the guys today. Look at those cannons in that back. Wait, hold on. Hold on. Look at these two. I love this. Look at that. Look at that. That's a guy from the 1960s into the 70s. Look at him. Look at him. That's Sergio Oliva. Dude, the guy was a monster. What genetics? Even Arnold Schwarzenegger said, I'm going to put this down now. Even Arnold Schwarzenegger said that he was, you know, the greatest genetics. He thought that, you know, like, Sergio had the best genetics he ever saw. The guy was amazing. I mean, the guys today, forget. Imagine if he had the shit the guys today use. Forget about it. All right. I'm going to put a picture out. And I'll put the two pictures of me and Samir and everybody in Gold's Gym, 1981. All right? Before, I think it was 81, 82. I don't know. I have the pictures labeled. Okay. And then it says before he won the Olympia. And then I'm going to put a picture of, because I was in there for 81, 82, 83. 80. I got there at the December of 1980 into 81, and then all of 81 and 82. I lived out there. But listen, I'm going to put this picture of me and the whole Gold's Gym crew. And you're going to see Mentzer in there, Ray, and Mike. You'll see them all. And I'm not gonna tell you. See if you could pick out who it is, which one I am, and then at the end I'm gonna show you which one is me. Now remember, I was young. You might pick it out, but it's a lot of people in a picture, okay? But it was the original picture. Matter of fact, my friend Mike Torsha, the guy that I showed you, okay, that I grew up with, this kid here, right? If you see that famous picture, okay, that's Mike Torsha, okay. he's in the very first one of the Gold's Gym where they're all sitting outside, and there's, Lou Ferrigno and all of them. They're all sitting there. He's in that picture too. Okay. But then they took another picture, and I'm in the big one, and you can see, I'll show you which one I am, but I'm not gonna show you it first. I'll show you the pictures of me and Samir, and then I'm gonna show you. I'll show you the big picture of, me and all this guy, Ray Mentzer, and, they're all in it. Okay, Mike Mentzer. I'm going to tell you the story. And after the Ray Mentzer story, I'll tell you which one I am. I'll show you which one I am. But let's see if you guys can figure out which one's me. Okay? So, I'm going to put the picture out in a second here. I'm going to put the pictures of me. I'm going to put the pictures of Samir. Me and Samir. And then I'm going to put the picture of me at the in Gold's Gym, with all those big pros. There's a lot of pros. You got to pick them out of it. You got to look at the picture really good. You stop the video here. Look at it really good. See all the pros in there. And then I'm going to go into a quick Ray Mentzer story. And then I'll come back and I'll tell you which one is me. Alright.
I grew up reading Muscular Development.
Listen,
they told it to you straight. Gregg Valentino told it to you straight. Remember that dude?
Oh, yeah.
Arms?
Well, he let the inject synthol in his arms, make them like balloons. Yeah.
Fucked up, but he would tell you the real.
Yeah, come on, Greg.
So here you go. This is me and Samir, and then me and Samir and Larry Opilia. Okay? He-Man from, from Universal Studios. I think it was He-Man there. Now, here's a picture of me and the whole crew at Gold's Gym. Which one is me? I have told this story before, and I wrote it up in Muscular Development magazine. It's an old story, you know what I mean? There's, people that knew Ray could laugh at this. It was a great, it was a fun time. All right, so this is a story about my friend Dr. Carlin Coker, okay? His boy, who was his training partner for many years back in the 80s, we all used to train at this gym called Bob Baff's Fitness Center, okay? And it was the Nautilus Training Center that became a gym, Me and Fox Business News, Charlie Gasparino, his brother was my training partner, Jimmy, and we were all really close, and the Gasparino brothers like brothers to me, and so was Dr. Coker. Okay, and Dave Onions, this guy was named Dave Goodman, but we called him Dave Onions. He's a doctor now, and it's crazy, but he was a crazy guy, and he used to drive this white van to college. I forgot what college, whatever med school it was that he went to. I mean, you're talking, this is like 1982, okay, or something. It may be 83. I don't remember the exact time. So I go to Gold's Gym. And I'm out there for like a year or so, and I'm living there for a little bit, and it's now spring break, and, which is still kind of the winterish, you know what I mean, but in California it's still like 70 degrees, on the West Coast, on the East Coast, rather, it's winter. So I'm in Gold's Gym, and, my boys show up, Dr. Coker comes out there to see me, and Dave Onion. I gave you the story one time where I was spotting Ray Mentzer. Excuse me. he was spotting me. And I was on the bench, and he had these shorts on. He's like short, like reddish shorts on, and, you know, he was like free balling it, and a little pubic hair when he was standing up over me. I saw it coming right like that. I'm like, trying to blow it like a feather, you know, and a feather like this, but the thing landed right in my freaking, you know, right here on my face and shit on my lips, you know, and it was fucking crazy. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. That's not the story I'm trying to tell you. But it was at the same, like, time. So anyway, so my boys come there, and Dr. Coker, Carlin, we'll call him, that's his name, Carlin Coker, okay. You know, he was one of the UFC doctors, by the way. You know, he worked with some, like, you know, he was Frank Shamrock's doctor and a lot of big celebrities and everything. And this is before he was even in med school. And so him and Dave come out there, and Dave drives this white van. They drive across the country from New York to California in this, like, white van that Dave, who was in med school, used to deliver newspapers to Mr.O. You know what I mean? He would deliver newspapers during, you know, in the morning. He'd be throwing out the newspapers at people's house here in New York. And so they wanted to make, like, a vacation of it. So they drove across country, you know, and, you know, it's just, you know, we're all young at the time. Dr. Coker's young, Colin. And so they get to the gym, and we're over there, and we're talking, and, you know, we're going to work out, me and Carlin, and Dave's over there, and he's putzing around, and we go upstairs, and here's Robbie Robinson, and he's sitting in a locker room, and he's staring. I've told some people this story before, okay? So you a few of you're going to bitch, I heard this story already. Shut up. Jesus, shut up and listen to it again. Because it's happened many a times, you know, but with Robbie Robinson, he used to sit there, and sometimes he's just staring. So this time we'll go up there, staring in a locker, and Andreas Colling comes screaming in there, somebody's on the bikes, and I can't get no bikes, I need to do my cardio, it's just ridiculous. He's telling Robbie, and Robbie's just staring in an open locker, right? And, you know, sitting there, I don't know if it was a jockstrap or his underwear, what the hell it was, but he was just sitting there, right? He's over there telling Robbie, nobody's getting off the bikes, it's just bullshit and everything. Now, I had problems with Andreas Colling before this, because once I was in a tanning bed, and he was, like, freaking out because I was taking too long. You know what I mean? That's because Joe Gold used to bust my balls and call me the man with the New York tan, because I was pale white and everybody else was tan. You know, get the New York tan, because New Yorkers are pale white in the winter and everybody's in California. You know? So anyway, so I had a complex, so I'm like, okay, I'm going to tan. So Andreas Colling was freaking out about the tanning. Now today he's freaking out about the bikes, and he's telling Robbie. Robbie's not listening to him. Robbie's just staring straight ahead, and he's telling Robbie. And then he looks at us, you know, because we're sitting there, and, you know, we're the only other ones in a locker room. The locker room was upstairs. And he's, you know, telling us, and he's like, nobody cares, nobody gives a shit, this is bullshit, I need to do cardio, these fucking people are on a cardio, and we're like, okay, asshole. So we go downstairs, and we're laughing, you know, about him freaking out, and we start talking to Kent Kuhn, Kent Kuhn is the guy, he's a legendary pro. So, I mean, you old school guys know what I'm talking about. You young guys, you have no idea what I'm talking about. But Kent Kuhn is a very famous bodybuilder, you know, from back in the 70s. He was known, he's one of the guys who they show sitting on Arnold's back when Arnold's doing the friggin' calves and everything, when he's doing the donkey calf rises, you know, him and Franco, and, you know, he's from that era. He was, you know, around with the pumping iron. So we talked to Kent Kuhn for just a little bit, and then we go and we work out. And Colin and I were going to do legs together, and Dave was going to go off and do his thing. Dave's off training at a part of the gym. We're over there training, and the Barbarian Brothers were there, and it was a crazy day. Everybody was screaming. Alzado was there. They were fucking, everybody's arguing and screaming. And Dean Tornaby, another bodybuilder who was a legend back then, is in there. It's just like just madness. It was just madness in there. But it was very electric. It was a great day to train because everybody was there and it was electric, you know. Victor Richards was there. Mike Christian was there. At the end of the day, after we do legs, we go back up and we're talking to Kent Kuhn because we're waiting for Dave to finish training. And next thing we know, we see Dave. He's coming up, and we saw him actually in the corner. He was training a little bit with Ray Mentzer. He comes up, and he's got Ray Mentzer with him, right? And he tells us, hey, guys, listen. You know, Ray had an argument with his girlfriend. We need to give him a ride home. This girl he was dating, you know, she kind of stiffed him and left him at the gym. And, you know, he doesn't know where she is, and she got all mad, and, you know, she stormed out of here. And, you know, we need to give him a ride. So we're like, okay, come on, Ray, let's go. So we all get in a van. Now, Ray sits up in the front with Dave, right? Now, it's Dave's van. I'm sitting in the back with Carl and Coke, and Dave reaches out and reaches in a bag and pulls out a fucking giant onion. You know those onions? They're huge. They're like this. And he don't even peel the paper off. He just bites it and starts eating it. Now, our nickname for him is Dave Onions because we've known, he's done this in a gym. He'll stink out the whole gym. We would train at Bob Best, which was our childhood gym, that we all started out as I did too, Nautilus. I was 15 years old. This guy always ate an onion. He would stink out the gym. He would do it afterwards a lot of times because, he would sometimes do it in the locker room and everything. The Gasparino brothers would go crazy. We would all go nuts because we'd eat onions. So he's eating an onion, right? And he believes in all this, like, health benefits. He was one of those kind of granola eater kind of guys, that, don't eat meat and all this other stuff, but he believes that the onion has all these properties to it. So he's eating the onion. And Ray Mentzer's like, dude, that thing stinks. What are you doing? I can't believe you're eating an onion like that. Man, that stinks. That's terrible. Come on, man. That's horrible, And we're laughing in the back. Me and Coca were laughing, because we're used to this shit, He stinks. Dave stinks, That shit comes out of his pores, his breath, He's got the breath of death. I used to tell him, dude, you got kung fu breath. You know what that means? That means that shit's kicking. That shit's kicking hard. So anyway. So Ray's bitching and opens up his window on that side and, they bring me home first. And, I tell him goodbye because I got this little Mexican girl that, that I was telling you about that the Barbarian brothers drew up on our foot and everything a long time ago. Okay, believe it or not, it was with her sister too. I got their pictures, bro. To this day, I'd love to find those girls. I think they were from. She was from Long Beach. I don't think I know, but in Long Beach, California. But anyway, so I'm going over there, and I get this chick waiting for me at the apartment that I lived at. So I'm going over there, and they drop me off, and they leave. So we're all supposed to meet the next day in the gym. Now it's like 2 a.m, and I'm sleeping, and with this girl and everything like that, and I hear this banging on the door, and I'm thinking, holy shit, is this like this chick's fucking ex-boyfriend, or is this like the cops, or what is this shit, banging on the door. I get up, I go to the door, I'm in my fucking, God's here, I'm in my friggin' underwears, So I open the door, and there he is, it's Carlin, and he's telling me, bro, you're not gonna believe this shit. You gotta come out. Check this shit out. Come on. Dave comes running up. He's at the door too. I can smell alcohol. Stinks really bad. Anyway, so we go down to the van. Dave opens up the back doors, and there it is. And there he is, Ray Mentzer, laying there, sleeping like a dead body. I'm like, bro, holy shit. Did you guys kill Ray? Is he alive? What the hell is that? Is that a dead body? And they're like, no, bro, you're not going to believe this. He's totally out. He's unconscious. He's so drunk, he fainted, and we had to carry him out of a bar. Laid out, sleeping, like, like out like a light. And, bro, the alcohol stunk, And, Dave's like, yo, bro, we just went, we took Ray to this bar, and ironically, it was called the Red Onion. And the Red Onion is a bar where a lot of bodybuilders used to hang out and work, and I think Ray used to even work there. Ray, pretty sure Ray worked there. When, in the 70s. And they all like used to go to this place. And I don't know where it was, I'm not sure. But I don't remember. I never been there. But I know that they all used to go there. So anyway, so they like, yo, you're not going to believe what happened. He goes in there. We all go for a couple of drinks. And, because he was depressed, we go back to his house, and his girl's not there. We go to the Red Onion, and his girlfriend's in there, bro. And guess who she's with? Tim Belknap. And I'm like, oh, shit, no way. And he goes, Ray comes up her. They start arguing. Belknap gets upset. He leaves. She chases him out, and they leave. So now Ray's stuck with us again at the night. He's all upset, and he's getting drunk. He's pounding down the shots and everything. And Carlin, only probably had like a beer or something like that, because Carl's not a big drinker. He didn't drink really at all, you know what I mean, when we were young. Dave could pound him down, though. But anyway, so here's Ray Mentzer, totally, you know, they had to carry him out of the bar. They said he was getting drunk and belligerent and all upset, and he was really, you know. So here he is laying out cold, sleeping in Dave's van. Totally like a dead body, bro. So, you know, we're laughing, we're talking about, anyway, they finally leave. They go back, you know, to their hotel. They bring Ray with them. And that's it. That's all I know. We're supposed to meet the next day at the gym, and then, you know, we're going to meet at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, because I used to go to Worlds in the morning. I like Worlds because Worlds doesn't play music, and I don't like, I know this sounds crazy. A lot of you guys, you need to hear that, you know, heavy music, and that gets you psyched up. I'm the opposite. I don't like hearing music when I train. Relax. It's just me. Okay, and when I'm home, I put on either Yankee Game, WFAN, which is sports news, or ESPN, you know, radio, or I'll put on, you know, like Yes Network or something, because I like listen to sports and stuff, or watch sports while I'm working out. You know, I like that to be on. I don't watch it, but it's on. So I go to Worlds in the morning, and then I walk everywhere because I'm like 10 blocks away. So I'm walking to Golds. I'm a little bit late. I get there, and I see, as I get into the parking lot of Golds, right in the front, they were parked in the front, not in the back, in the front. And they're sitting out with the van doors open, and Dave's smoking a joint, I think, and Carlin wasn't smoking, but Ray's eating an onion. He's eating an onion. I'm like, what the fuck? And Ray's like, dude, not for nothing, I was so drunk and so fucked up. When I woke up, I felt like shit. And Ray and Dave got him to try the onion. Okay, Ray's was peeled, though. He didn't eat the paper, but Ray's was peeled. Dave ate the paper and everything. And Ray's like, dude, this rejuvenated me. I actually feel really rejuvenated. I feel good. I'm ready to work out, man. You know, I'm ready to rock and roll. And I'm like, holy shit. First of all, Ray, your breath smells like you ate a shit sandwich. You know what I mean? I don't know whether to give you a breath mint or a piece of toilet paper, because that shit stinks. It's, you know, you also have kung fu karate breath, because that shit's kicking, you know. And but Ray was all rejuvenated, and because he said that onion actually like woke him up. And you know, when Dave, who's like I said, he's a doctor, believes that the holistic thing of eating a raw onion, you know, and it helped him get rejuvenated. And Ray believed it, and Ray was all happy, and we all went off into the gym, and we worked out. You know, me and Coker worked out, and the two stinky onion brothers went over there, and, you know, whatever, they breathed on each other. But I just thought that that's a crazy, crazy story, because the day before, when we're driving him home, he was freaking out because Dave stunk so bad. Dave Onions, he stunk so bad. And that onion shit, he's been doing, he carries a big bag of, giant bag of giant onions. You know, they come in that like sack. And he had a sack of those things, and he reached down and just popped one, and, you know, and he's, I haven't seen him in a long time, so I don't know if he still does that. It wouldn't shock me, you know. A very famous bodybuilder back in the 60s and 70s who was good friends with me, Bob Bonham, and everything, Charlie Thomas. He used to sit and eat garlic. He would sit there and eat whole cloves of garlic, just pop them in his mouth and chew them like that, and bro, just like Dave Onions and Ray Mentzer, that they stink. It comes out of their pores when they're working out, you know. And we would be in the gym, and we'd hear people going, bro, you guys stink. It smells over here. What the fuck? You know, like, because everywhere they went, it stunk. But according to Ray, he had a great workout. So there you go. I just figured you guys would like that. You know, it was a crazy story, and it was just like, you know, it was just indicative of Ray, because he was so upset about his girlfriend leaving, and then, you know, they take him home, and you know, she wasn't there, so they wanted to go out for drinks, and these guys, you know, we're partying, they're on vacation, you know, and Dave Onions is a big partier, you know what I mean? So they went to that bar, and he got all lit and drunk, and, you know, and then Tim Belknap ran out of there with his girl and shit, you know what I mean? It was, you know, he was pissed at Ray, or whatever it was. I don't know, you know, I wasn't there, I just know what they were telling me, but I just figured maybe you guys might like that. So it's a Ray Mentzer story, you know, from back in the day. Craziness, madness. All right, really fast before I get to the rant about the story that you just saw. Here is me at Gold's Gym. That's me right there, okay? Bottom left, you'll see I was right towards the front row, right there at the front, and I had the gray Gold's Gym jacket with the black stripes. I had a little afro growing because I let my hair get curly because my hair's naturally curly. Sometimes I grow it long, sometimes I don't grow it long. Sometimes I would slick it back, you know what I mean, keep it tight. Sometimes I would crew cut it. And then, but that's me right there with the jacket. I was wearing Sweetor pants. Remember the Sweetor pants from the 70s, bro? That was, you know, this is way back. And then if you look in the front, you'll see, like, you know, Samir's out there and you know, Ray Mentzer's there, Mike Mentzer's there. We were all, you know, these are the guys in the gym. They just stopped we were all working out. They just stopped everybody. And, you know, I had just finished working out, so I took off my clothes, you know, took everything, you know, put my clothes on is what I'm trying to say. And then I just went there and got in the middle of the picture. And that was it, you know, because I was one of the regulars in the gym every day. So that's me. So, you know, this is how long I go back to Gold's Gym, back in a long time, 1981. There you go. All right? So, and I'll be telling more Gold's Gym stories very shortly in the upcoming videos. But now let's get back to the Ray Mentzer story. Okay. What did you think of that story? It was a good story, right? It was good. Listen, let me tell you something. Dr. Coker. Okay, I'm going to put... there's me and Carlin Coker. I'm going to put him here, right here. Me and him and Rachel McLeish. I just got to do this. This was, you know, a long time ago. So now, we had a great time. Ray Mentzer was nuts, you know. I've told you stories before about him. You know, I wasn't like close friends with the guy or anything. I kind of knew Mike better, you know what I mean? But, you know, Ray was in the gym every day, you know, we talk to him. It depends on his mood. If he was moody or not moody, or smoking cigarettes or not drunk or not fucking drinking or whatever. But the guy had some build on him, and so did Mike. At the end, Mike didn't look so great, you know what I mean? Kind of let himself go, a little chunky, a little out of shape, you know. He was constantly smoking the cigarettes and, you know what I mean, drinking the fucking booze. But what are you going to do? That's them. So anyway, I figured you guys would like that story. I have not seen, you know, Dave Onions for many years. Carlin Coker and I are still very close friends. I'm a bad friend because he calls me. I got to call him more often, you know, and I'm one of those guys that doesn't always answer the phone because I don't see the people calling me, you know. But anyway, I got to call him more often, excuse me. And, you know, he's very close with me. And, like I said, Fox Business News, Charlie Gasparino, all those guys are always together every day for years, you know, for years. We all trained, you know, together as kids. And it was a great time. And we had a fun time out there. And Dave Onions, he's a doctor. The guy is a genius. He's a really, really smart genius guy, you know, and he was way ahead of his time with all that kind of stuff. You know, he would probably pop garlic and as well, too. I don't remember, but I know I remember him with the onions. That was his name, Dave Onion. We all called him in the gym when we were young, even kids. We'd call him Dave Onions, you know. And, you know, I know that that's bizarre, but there's guys that do bizarre stuff, and bodybuilders are weirdos. You know, there's a lot of weirdos, especially old school bodybuilders. You know, there's a lot of guys who were a little wacky. You know what I mean? A little bit wacky back then. You know, and the other thing I didn't really complete the story was when Andreas Calling busted my nuts about the tanning. And when he was tanning, I was throwing, I would wet these paper towels. I went up to the bathroom because it was on a ledge, and then upstairs was, you go up steps and the tanning thing was here, and then you go up more steps, and then there was the locker room, Gold's Gym. So I would go up there and I got a whole bunch of wet paper towels, and I was throwing them over at him like, you know, they were almost like giant spitballs. He didn't even know who the hell was screaming in there, son of a bitch, you know what I mean? And I, you know, because I was hitting the bed, because I was pissed, you know, because he busted my nuts about, you know, I was nobody to him. I was just a kid in the gym, you know what I mean? He don't know. You know, and I was pale, and Joe Gold constantly busted my nuts about, you know, being pale, you know what I mean? because everybody else is out there laying on the beach. I didn't lay out on the beach. I was in the gym and, you know, back and forth. And those tanning beds suck, bro. I would lay under. They might as well lay under a light bulb. You know what I mean? I remember laying under there for like an hour coming out, and then I was asking, like, Joe Gold, do you notice anything? He's like, what? You know what I mean? I'm not even pink. You know what I'm saying? Now look at me. You know? I got a tanning bed in the house, so one of the few things I got that's like a perk, you know? Some people got, you know, I had a swimming pool recently, and my girlfriend hit a rock. We were cutting the grass in the back, and she hit a rock, and it shot across like a bullet. Thank God nobody was standing there. It would have killed him. But it shot across like a bullet, hit the swimming pool, the whole pool blew. I had, you know, it was big. It was 20 feet round, you know, 5 feet high. So it's 20 feet by 5 feet of water, you know what I mean? And that shit went on my neighbor's yard and everything, like 5 houses down, you know? It just happened in the fall, in like October, like one of the last, I think it was the last time we cut the grass. And, you know, the freaking thing, pop, bang, like that. So now I don't have a pool, you know. I still got all the chlorine, I got everything. Dude, you know how much chlorine is now? Holy shit. A small pail like this is $150 for chlorine tablets, just for the swimming pool. And if any of you people own a pool, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I just figured I'd tell you that. Why I tell you that, I don't know. Because that was my other perk, you know what I mean? I had a nice swimming pool, be swimming, you know, and I swim at night and shit, you know. The girlfriend's out there naked and everything, you know. Nobody knows because we would do it at 2 in the morning. But, you know, what am I going to do? Now I got no pool. I could go get another one, but, you know, nobody else swims in it but me and sometimes her. She can't really swim. She's, you know, whatever. I was going to make a joke, but this is YouTube, and I don't need no problems. You know what I mean? But, anyway. So, you know, so that's it. You know, I originally put up because my niece was living with me, my daughter, you know, there's other people living with me, and nobody's swimming in the pool but me, you know. And like I said, my girlfriend said, no, I don't know if I'm going to get another pool. No, I can't really afford it, but I still have the framing. I just got to get the liner, you know. Fuck it. Alright, guys. Anyway, so that's it. That's it. Well, I got another video coming that I'm working on right now. I think I'm going to do like something with me as a teenage from a kid on. I was going to put my parents in there and show you like what my parents, you know, because my mother was a Ford model, okay? Not like the car. She worked for the Ford modeling agency. My parents didn't get married until they were later, you know, in life. Like, you know, they were like 30 when they got married. They didn't have kids till in their 30s, you know? And if my parents were alive now, they'd be almost 100. Both are dead. My mother's been dead 25 years or more. But my, you know, they'd be almost 100 years old. My father'd be like, my mother'd be like maybe 94, 93, 94. My father would be like 96, you know. So, I mean, they would be almost 100 years old if they were alive. But I could show you pictures. You'd be shocked, you know. I don't know if I'm going to put them in there or not, because some of you guys are fucking idiots. But, I'll show you some stuff. That's going to be next video. Fuck it. You know, that's another video. I already did it, but I might take it out. So, I got to see. Alright? Anyway, thanks for being here. You know, we got the game face bullshit here. You know, I don't get paid for that. But, you know, it's great stuff, dude. I take it every day. Got to take it. I take 2 pills 3 times a day now. 2 pills 3 times a day. You're supposed to take 2 pills twice a day. Okay, and you got to do it every day. It's got to build up. It's not an energy pill. It's not something that you're going to go, holy shit, I'm taking this stuff and now I feel great. You know what I mean? It builds up. Just like Prevagen, you know, Focus Factor. But that's way better, bro. That's got lion's mane, a lot of it, 800 milligrams. It's got DMAE, all that other shit in there. Regardless, I don't give a shit. You want it, you go to, what's his website? GameFaceSupplements.com. Okay? Other than that, whatever. So I said my piece. I love you guys. You want to see some shit or ask me questions, you know, put some comments in, you know, put them down here. I'll read your comments, you know, even the fucked up ones. You know, I'm one of the few people. I'm one of the few people that interact with you guys, you know. Now, if the video's been up 2 weeks and you write something on it, sometimes I don't see it. But what I'm saying is I interact with people. And, you know, I want to talk with you guys. You know, you support me, I support you, you know. So, you know, and spread the word, because the more people that start watching these videos, the more I feel obligated to do them. Sorry about the Muscle Sport Mag thing. We were kicking. We did 4 videos. And then, you know, there's a thing they got to work out. You understand? That's between Joe and Chaos. And it's not Joe's fault. So, you know, Joe's my boy. I love Joe. Okay? That's my boy. Alright, I'm fucking talking too much. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you guys. I love you. Stop fucking around. Be good to your girl. Be good to your wife. Be good to your significant other. Pay your child support. Don't be a deadbeat dad. I have no tolerance for that. I was in jail when I paid child support. Don't fuck around. Okay? They're your kids. I don't give a shit what she does with the money. I don't care if she burns it in a furnace. As long as you do the right thing, one day, even if she doesn't give it to the kids, one day your kids are going to grow up and they're going to point their finger at her and say, my father paid every month and you. So then you become the hero. Okay? Now you're the Momo. But things change. I love you. I love you, man. Alright? Stop fucking around. Stop fucking around. I'll see you in the next video.